Hi everybody, John with you, and welcome back to my channel and our continuing look through my Hawaiian record collection. And look what I got today. Today, my new little friend. Sorry for my camera lights there. Anyway, I've had a betta fish before, so I've had the setup and everything, but I haven't had a fish in a while and just sort of felt inspired to get one today. And now that I think about it, I haven't really given him a name yet. So perhaps while we're going through the record collection today, I'll see something that will be a good name for the fish. Anyway, we're going through the letter E, and there aren't a whole lot of records under the letter E, so I think we might actually maybe finish the entire letter E today. So let's get started. Here's an album on MGM Records, Tommy Edwards in Hawaii. Tommy Edwards was an African-American singer of the 1950s, 1960s. Nice graphics on the back. And he, like many other people, did a Hawaiian-themed album during the day. And he wrote a couple songs, particularly Honolulu Girl he wrote on for this album. And it's kind of a cute song, and I'm a little bit surprised, really, that I only have one other recording of that song. So, I mean, I just kind of thought it was sort of cute, and I thought maybe some other people might pick it up and record it in later years, but they didn't. Here's a production record with some Hawaiian theme music on it. Now, if you don't know what production records are in radio stations and television and production facilities, I don't know how things are now, but back in the day, they used to have, I used to work in radio, and they would have what are called production records. Sometimes you have a whole library of them from one person, and sometimes you just might have like a stray album here and there. But it's music that was created specifically not to be played on the air, but to be used for background music for commercials or programs you were creating or whatever. Like in this case, you might be doing, the Pro Bowl coming from Honolulu, and you might have some kind of introductory music coming in and out. These are the kind of things that they would have used. Production music. This is from a British company, Bruton Music. One half of the album is Hawaii, the other half of the album is Latin America. And all the compositions were composed by George Eliot, which is why I have it filed under E, because the only thing they list for a musical artist is Hawaiian guitar quartet. So, but production albums I like. They're usually a lot of fun, and they're filled with really, like, if you like wacky steel guitar, which I do, that's basically what this album is. Wacky Hawaiian steel guitar music. That would have been used, as the backdrop for the Waialae golf tournament or whatever. Production music, love it. Wish I could find more of those. This one is the Emersons Hawaiian album from the Mountain Apple Record Company, recorded in 1979, although as you can tell from the picture, it is in the much earlier style. Steel guitar playing in the style of the 1920s and 30s on acoustic guitar. Very nice album, very nice playing, although I do wish that they hadn't sung. They sung on some of the songs, and I always just feel like sometimes like these people really aren't singers, and I wish that they would just have a completely instrumental album. And this is the only album they did, but they did, Ken Emerson did some stuff into the CD era on his own, and sometimes not singing. Yay. Here is a Hawaii record. What's it? The label is G&E Records on Makawao, Maui. This is Remember Hawaii, Remember Me by Emma and the Kukuis. There's a classic sort of Hawaiian look, right? The aloha shirt, white pants, white shoes. You don't see that very often anymore. These guys did an album. I think this is actually the second one. The first one they did was with a better known performer called Jesse Nakaoka, and it was Jesse, Emma, and the Kukuis. But this is their second one, which is just Emma and the Kukuis. Remember Hawaii, Remember Me. Now we have 3 albums by the same artist, Myra English. Oh, How I Miss You Tonight. This is on Hula Records. I gotta tell you, we are living for this dress right here and the big hair. We are living it. Okay, Hula Records was known for a really good practice. I've mentioned this before on the Hawaiian songs of putting the Hawaiian lyrics with the English translation. They did this on most of their albums. It's a wonderful, wonderful practice. Myra English performed Hawaiian songs and also some country songs. This is her next album, Drinking Champagne. These are all 1970s, these. And her country songs, though, because of her way of singing, to me, even have a way of really coming off as being very Hawaiian. Her voice maybe is not for everyone, but I think she is the kind of singer that's very well liked here in Hawaii. Finally, Do the Hula, also on Hula Records. Myra English. These are all what are called hapahaole hula songs. If you're not familiar with the term hapahaole, you'll hear it a lot in reference to Hawaiian music. It just, haole is a word that originally meant foreigner, anything or anybody that was foreign. It gradually came to mean Caucasian American, well, European too, but really Caucasian American, and specifically English language. So if you hear, people can be, hapahaole, hapa just means half, so people can be hapahaole, you hear that all the time. And music, there's a whole genre of music called hapahaole, which is basically just Hawaiian songs that are written either partially or completely in the Hawaiian language. Okay, now that's it for the Hawaiian, and I only have 2 Exotica records that are falling under the letter E and no South Pacific one. So let's just go ahead and look at the Exotica records. We have Exotic Percussion in Brilliant Brass from Directional Sound Records. And this is an interesting album. I believe, if I am not mistaken, that this album, or at least some tracks from this album, have been released also as being by Chino. But here, it's the John Evans Orchestra. But I think it also has sort of been released as Chino. Exotica, some bird calls on this. Some of it's just Latin and some of it is more of a exotic theme. Nice album, great graphics, we like it. Finally, an album called Erotic Percussion. Now this one you will see this is a budget label, Omega, and it has been released on most all of the budget labels under different names. So it's their exotic drumming, and it's basically drumming, sort of African drumming, and there's some people chanting things here and there. Essentially an African drumming record. So interesting that they would call it erotic percussion on this one, but you know how the budget labels are, they'll call it anything. And you have to love how her derriere was sort of, rendered more tasteful, but I don't know. And this one, the other releases usually just use African titles or crazy names. This one kind of created names: Jungle Paths, Raindrops, Torrid Drums, To the Sea, Dance of the Cockatoo. Anyway, that's erotic percussion. Let's listen to a few samples.
arms. I don't know what she's saying, but I like the way she moves her arms. She does.
So I hope you enjoyed that video, and give it a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And going through the records, as far as the fish go, I was thinking I gotta come up with a name for this fish. So the only thing that really jumped out at me at all was this, just looking at this Emerson's record, and the title that just kind of jumped at me when I looked at it was Patches. I thought, oh, Patches. So I guess his name is Patches. Say hello to Patches. Okay, so plus, I forgot we have to pick out the next letter, because we finished the letter E in one video. So I have to pick a letter out of the book that I'm reading now, which is a guide to stamp collecting. I don't collect stamps, but loved all the lots and lots of pictures in this book that I like. Anyway, let me pick the letter here. Okay, letter G. G, G, G. That's next. I don't think that's too much of a big one either. Next video, letter G.